Hey guys, welcome to this week's show and tell. Landscape mode works better. Right, anyway, if you want your videos included in next week's show and tell or any of the weeks, just email me at thewoehammer@gmail.com. A little description of what the miniature is, obviously your pictures, and we'll try and include them in future episodes. Okay? Right, so in no particular order, no there is an order, it's alphabetical by the people's names. So first up is ALEC, and it's some kind of cauldron of blood, I believe, for the ogres. So it's an ogre cauldron of blood. So looking at this, and the first thing that strikes me is those like the soupy broth on the top and the way it's glistening, and you can tell he's used some kind of varnish finish there to make it look like real liquid, so that's a nice little touch. The blending on the spikes going up that's holding the cauldron in place, that's going from the dark brown to the lighter brown. Really nice effect, and it's quite difficult to do blending. There's little flames licking at the side of the pot, nicely painted so you definitely know what they are. The metalwork on the chains looks nice and neat, and it's a really good looking model. This, I don't know what, I've never seen this model before. I didn't know they had this in their collection. Is this? I'm sure someone will point out in the comments below what it is and what kit it comes from. It's really nice. Nice work, Alex. I like it. Send some more stuff, Alec. I really want some more stuff. Next up is Dave, and he's written us a few words about his models. So the first model is this Death Dread that is done for his Dread mob, and it's a really lovely piece. So this looks like two or three arms on it, and like a heavy shooter. So you've got 3 claws, and the claws have got the subtle blood texture to it, so that's good work. And the metalwork's got all the chips and worn away, so it looks like there's a lot of battle damage onto this. And there's also added some varnish onto the lenses of the actual model of itself, so it's given that little reflection to make it look like glass. Really good model. Next up we've got Dave's Chaos Lord, and this looks like it's been painted using contrast paints. I've never used contrast paints yet. I do like the look of them, I want to use them, so this looks really good, particularly the armour on that Chaos Lord. That definitely looks like it's some contrast paint, so let me know which one that is, because I do like it. Looking at the Jugger Beast, I still don't know what this is called. Someone tell me what the hell this beast is called. I'm going to call it a Jugger Beast until someone corrects me. But the bonework or the structures on the top of his head is really nicely detailed and blended together. Really nice. And the claws on his feet as well. And then looking at the beast's scales, really subtly highlighted. Must have taken hours to do those scales. Hours. Nice view of the cloak and the shading on that. Really good. Looks like a non-oil wash. And then the fur coat at the top. That fur coat, that fur like lining on the top of the cloak is really nice, because it still looks lighter at the top and darker at the bottom, so you've still got that subtle change in hue. And another thing I really like about this is the shackles around the beast's ankles there. It looks like they've worn into the beast's like skin, and they've corroded at his skin, and it's started to like create sores and marks in his skin. Really good work. Nice work, Dave. Send us some more. Oh, and the face. Look at the face. That is cracking on that beast. The way he's got the gums going from a darker colour to the blue is really nice, and those teeth really stand out. Every time I look at it, I've looked at this picture a few times. Every time I look at it, I see something else that really grabs my attention. Really good model. Okay, next up is Steve MILFORD, and he sent in some Epic 40,000. I think it's some kind of Iron Warriors tank. He did tell me what it is, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, Steve. But again, this is a really nice miniature. I love the basing on this, like the brickwork on that base, on those battlements and stuff. You can see the subtle mud tones coming through. It's really good. I always find metals are quite hard to paint with, like lead belch and stuff, because it needs quite a few coats before it's nice and even. And then to highlight it as well takes quite a lot of effort. So I think this has been done really nicely. Really nice finish on this. Next up we've got his Vampire Lord dragon. I don't think it's a zombie dragon, I think it's just a normal dragon. And the base, again, use it. I love it when people use like pieces of terrain for the bases from different kits. It's really good, makes it look very cinematic. This has got I think it's the Garden of Moor parts on it, and he's even taken time like doing the ironwork and making sure it looks rusted, and then doing the ghostly figures and the nickel oxide. It's a really, really nice centerpiece, and it really draws the model together. It's really good. And then the skin tones on the actual dragon itself, nicely, subtly highlighted. And then the Vampire Lord in the red armor contrasts nicely with the dragon there. It is a beautiful piece. It's a really nice centerpiece. There's a couple of dragons in this one. This is the first dragon. You are going to see another one shortly. And then Steve sent in his pet rock troll. So again, it's got the nickel oxide on the rock and the axe, I like that. It's a really nice touch actually, better than just seeing a normal flint stone or anything. That's a nice little touch. And the highlighting and the skin tones, going from the very light belly to those dark scales is really, really good. Very difficult to do with blending. Blending is quite an art, and I've not mastered it yet, and it's going to take me years before I do master it. So I really admire people who can do it like this. Really, really nice. So Tony has sent in his zombie dragon. So this is the second dragon, and again another cinematic piece with some kind of piece of terrain at the bottom there, and the dragon sitting on top of it. I really like the pose of this. It really looks like it's looking down at something and just screaming at them. And yeah, it's really nicely painted. Those bone structures are really subtly highlighted, and they blend together nicely, along with those dark like wing pieces. It's a really, really nice miniature. Another really good centerpiece. Him and Steve have got some nice dragons. Yeah, and you can see the subtle highlighting on the base itself. Really draws it together. Really, really nice work. Next up, we've got his black coach. I think it's a black coach. And one thing that stands out to me is those ghosts on the back. Normally, you see those painted in with black cloaks, but in this instance, we've got the white cloaks, and it adds a little bit of contrast to the back of that and draws the piece a bit more together. And again, there's a lot of nickel oxide being used here, and I really, really do like it. I've not managed to do it myself, but it's a really nice model. And then on the actual coach itself, the metal pieces are a very, very darkened bronze, and I'd love to know the recipe for that. Please share that recipe with me, because I'm going to steal the hell out of that. And it looks really nice. And the curtains on that coach itself, they actually look real. They look like they're actual curtains. They've just been stuck there. The blending on that is phenomenal. Really good model. Another nice centerpiece. These guys must have really nice armies. Send me pictures of your entire armies. I want to see your entire armies. These are really good pieces. And they've got his skeletons as well. Again, the tones on the bones, absolutely stunning. And I love the rust work on those swords. That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. I've always been tempted by a skeleton army myself. I might well do one yet for Age of Sigmar, because it looks like something I could probably do quickly. Yeah, a bit of bone white and rust. What can go wrong? Right, so that's it for this week. None of my models. Hopefully next week I'm getting some equipment together so I can photograph them properly, and you can see them in future episodes. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If you do like it, please press the like button, because it really helps me out. And yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.